A senior fellow with the Manhattan Institute, author of the new book, The Once and the Future Worker, A Vision for the Renewal of Work in America. Thank you for coming in, Oren, and thanks for writing about this, because I'm a big proponent of manufacturing. Is it possible to bring back manufacturing into America the way the president is talking about it?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. And like you said, manufacturing is really important, and we can have more of it than we do right now. You know, the jobs that left 100 years ago, weaving clothes, those aren't coming back. But there's a lot of really modern manufacturing. There's the stuff that just left. There's the stuff that's going to other really advanced places. And there's no reason why we can't do more of that here.
And tell us about Amazon, because Frankie was railing about that. They're going to announce they're opening up in Queens, I think, Long Island City, and in Virginia. I was disappointed. I wanted to come to Newark and everything. How has Amazon changed the job market in the future of a city like New York?
Well, I think Amazon's a really good example of why we should be optimistic about the future of work. You know, there's a lot of people who say, oh, look, retail's dying. It's all going online. Well, the jobs are going away. It turns out if you look at it, actually, more jobs are being created in the warehousing and logistics and supporting online commerce than we're losing in regular retail.
What a great comment. Say that again, because this is great, because we worry about all those stores closing in the malls, for example.
Yeah, so you get at least as many new jobs to support this new kind of commerce as you lose in the old kind. And even better, they're better jobs. They pay better. They're more regular hours. They typically are full-time with benefits. And you can spread them throughout the country. I mean, if you're talking about, fancy clothing store retail, it's got to be in the middle of a big city. But a warehouse you can put anywhere. And so it's actually, I think, part of a trend that we'll see more of, which is really a lot of the technological changes can be ones that are good for parts of the regions, parts of the country that are struggling.
You know, you're quoted in a very interesting article in Time magazine entitled, How Trumpism Will Outlast Trump. What exactly is Trumpism, and how will it outlast the president?
Well, the Trumpism I think we were talking about there was really about how we think about our economy and our politics and who we focus on. And for really a generation, and this is what the book is about, we've just focused on consumers, consumer welfare. How can we get more stuff cheaper? And that's what Democrats wanted to do. That's what Republicans wanted to do. And I think one of the things that's unique and important about Trump is he came along and said, that's actually not what it's all about. That's not what people care about. People have more cheap stuff than ever, and yet they're not happy. And they're not happy because the way we changed things was to really make a lot of them irrelevant as workers, to say, we'll send you a check, we'll send you stuff, but we don't really need you contributing anymore.
Yeah.
And people don't want that. And so you can feel however you want about Trump's policies. I think some are good, some are bad. But that idea that he has introduced, that's going to outlast him. And I think that's a very good thing, because that's something we need to focus on more.
We have some business pundits come on the show and they say, oh, it's all robotic now. You can't bring back manufacturing jobs. That's not true, is it?
No, it's not true. In fact, robotics is one of the reasons you can bring back manufacturing jobs, because you still need someone to run the robots. And the U.S. is a great place to run robots with people. And one of the things that all the doomsayers really miss is they say, well, robots are going to replace people. That's not what happens. If you think about all of the incredible technology we've always used and adapted over time, it almost never replaces people. You can think of examples like we don't have toll takers anymore. You could just replace those people. But almost always, the technology helps people. It makes the people more productive. It means you can do more faster, but you still need a person there. And that can be good for our workers if we actually tell businesses, you have to do that with the workers that you have here.
Hey, Oren, and thanks for coming in. The name of the book is The Once and Future Worker by Oren Cass. You got to check this out, because, I've been railing about this for years. Why doesn't, I know the president talks about bringing Apple back, all my Apple products here, make the iPhone here. Why can't Nike come to, till I'm blue in the face, I'll talk about this, to the stressed areas of Patterson, of St. Louis, of Oakland, New Orleans? Why can't, is it possible financially for Nike to come in and do what they call low-level, middle-level manufacturing jobs to recreate those whole communities? Because there's no jobs there, man. They keep taking, like I always say, they take the community, they do, oh, we need better schools. Oh, now you need better housing. And they move away from where the problem is. And the problem is no jobs. Why doesn't Nike, with all the money, come in? That's not, I'm not out there when I say something like that, correct?
No, not necessarily. And that question is in a way what motivated this book. It's whether you're talking about Nike or Apple or whoever it is, why don't they want to make things here in the U.S.? And what are those reasons, and how can we change those things? And so, one piece of the book is about all of the regulations and the way we just make it
Yeah,
unpleasant.
yeah.
Right?
Jersey and New York, forget about it.
Sure, and you just compare, look, if you want to start a finance company, a tech company, you don't have to deal with very much regulation at all. If you actually want to do something in the physical world employ less skilled people, then it's hard. So we got that backwards. You got to look at our education system. We don't train people to do those kinds of jobs anymore. We say we're going to push you through college or you're going to drop out along the way. So we have to invest a lot more in focusing on the majority of people who are not going to get a college degree. We have to look at something like organized labor. We have a really terrible system of organized labor in our country.
How so is that?
Well, we have this system we set up in the 1930s, and the Democrats defend it and say we're just going to keep it even as it kind of fades away. And Republicans just celebrate it fading away and say, this is great, we don't need anything. But we should celebrate the idea that workers should be able to work for each other's benefit, to collaborate, to bargain collectively. But let's not do it in a way that causes a lot of strikes and bankrupts companies along the way. Let's do it in a way that lets the workers and the companies actually bargain and agree on things that are going to be better for both sides. So all of those kinds of things you could change if you didn't just care about having stuff at the cheapest possible price. You actually cared about having an economy where everyone can find a job.
This is what we've been talking about. I've been talking about this for years. The Once and Future Worker by Oren. Check this out. A Vision for the Renewal of Work in America. God bless you. Where you from, man?
I'm from Boston.
Boston, yeah, coming down to the city of New York, New York. Yeah. And you're a young guy. And we're going to go to break, Al. I know. What made you write the book? What made you?
It was in the aftermath of 2016 election. I think everybody looked at what had happened, was stunned.
Yeah.
And all of the experts on both sides kind of said, well, we should really just keep doing what we were doing.
Oren, thanks.
No, we shouldn't.
I love it, man. Keep up the fight, man. And
Thank
come
you
back
very
anytime.
much.
This
Thanks
is
for
vital,
having me.
vital information, my brother. The name of the book, The Once and Future Worker. Debbie Duhame's out there checking out traffic for you.